Okay, so this is a new project for the input system, new input system. So go edit, project setting, player, and then we find over here, I will use the old input system. I will switch to the new input system. This it will restart Unity. Gonna be a long video, so take a cup of coffee or tea or wine, glass of wine, not cup. Okay, now we switch it to the new input system. I will just switch hierarchy over here and this up here since I like it more like this. We go to Window, Package Manager, and Package Unity Registry, and then we install the new input system. So once we have the new input system installed, up on the right, you see there is author extras. The one that I interesting is about the rebinding UI, so we import this. And now that it's imported, in the project you will see that there is this folder called samples, input system, the version of the input system, rebinding UI. And here I will make this. So we have a scene called a rebinding UI sample scene. Now if you go over here and you play this, you'll see that there is the scene, and it show you if you want to actually rebind some of this. So it's going to be ERT epsilon. So now it's just been rebinded to that. If we stop the play and then we go back to this, they are still saved over there, the keys, which is okay. The same for the E key. Now let's see how we're gonna do that in game creator. So we go to this. I'm gonna install a game creator 2. Okay, so this is game creator imported. Now we have to install it. Okay, so we have the scenes installed. Let's go to one of the scene, which it should be in the plugins, game creator, install. We will take for the character and we go for the movement. Let's test if it's working the scene. So we can go back, forward, and alter directions. Now, in the player actions, in the player actually, not in the player actions. In the character, we have directional and primary motion. We will change this to input system, and here we have to drag our input system. I will choose the default one. And it's using the player moves. Let's see if it's working. You can create your own input system. Actually, it's the best because you will need it. So it's working. Now we have to actually make a panel where we can actually change the keys for the default input system over there. So I will create a canvas here. And then we create, actually we not create nothing. We just go to this. And in this scene, I have to save to make a prefab of one thing, which it will be move, and it will be this one, move rebind. From this move rebind, actually there is a prefab. Wait, there is a prefab somewhere. Move rebind. Let's see. Move rebind. Where is it? Saving a rebind. Prefab. It's like this. They just changed the name. Okay, doesn't matter. It was one. Okay. So we just have to go back here and we drag in our canvas this. Okay. Now let's see in the scene in 2D. Oh, we have it over here. Okay. This one we will call it forward. Okay. Before we do any other change, we will just unpack, because otherwise we do change to the prefab. It's gonna get annoying. Now on forward over here actions, I will choose the default one, which is this, and then we go for the W key, and let's test that, see if it's working. So W, it's working. If I want to rebind, it says giving me some errors while it's enabled. Okay, let's see. Cannot rebind action. Keyboard arrows, unity system, refine with action. That's kind of strange. Okay, let me see. We have to bring something else here. We will bring a panel, which is the panel that it will actually block the view. And on the panel, we will bring a text. Now on the player over here, on the player on forward, we have to bring rebinding overlay, which will be the panel and the text. And let's see if everything over here it's how it's supposed to be. Okay, testing again. Now we have the panel on and it's giving the same error. I will have to see this scene again. I'm gonna use the gameplay interact just for to see what is going on over there. It's kind of strange. Rebinding UI sample actions must have some stuff. So in the player we will use the rebind UI sample just for now. Over here we go with gameplay move and we go still for the W key. I forgot to disable the panel anyway. And here it is. W doesn't work. Not even E is working. So probably just because the movement over there on this let me see. We didn't set which one. So on the player we have to set the moves. Okay. Again with this panel, actually, you know what? I'm gonna disable it in this way. We have it disabled. The panel, it will get activated when you want to change the key for blocking all the screen. In this way you can't actually access other controls. Now for some reason this one is giving some errors. It's weird. Just for making sure that I'm actually dragging the right one, I will do it like this, and I will do gameplay move over here. I will drag it here, and this one, it should give me only those keys. But why is not working? Might be even for this. So I will drag even this one here, and it's got the move on the gameplay move. From what I see, it doesn't have a UI option. So let's see if it will leave me to actually, but the UI should not do any problems. That was stupid anyway. Can go on the default and copy the UI. Copy, then go on this one and paste the UI. This way we have it. So I will say autosave, yes. Now we go on event system and we can change to the rebind. I'm trying to do it fast because otherwise the video is gonna get like, and still it's got some problems. I see this one is actually using the default input action, so it's not a problem that. Okay, now the message is very simple while Z is being used, so I will have to actually disable the player moves, which disabling the player moves is not, it's not an easy task because I should have to disable the player character. Let me try that to see. So if I disable the player character, now probably it will leave me to actually move this, but so on event system over here we can still use the default stuff. Is not a problem. That was not a problem. Okay, the music, it's a little bit too loud. Here it is. Now I'm gonna go back on the forward and I will choose the forward key since this one I need. Okay, so there is two options that we can do this. When we actually press the E key over here, which is this button, we can go and we can say disable player character from here. It will be character bool enabled off. Now for enable it back, you have to go here and you have to add an event trigger. And on the event system, you add you have to add on disable practically. I'm gonna try the deselect to go here and then character bool enable true. Now this doesn't work because first I have to disable the character and then to try to rebind. Now we're gonna press the E key. The question is now the player didn't got back or enabled. We have to add on disable on enable action. Now, one thing that I will do, I will use one of my script for trying to see this. So I will go back to the forward key over here, trigger, and in the sample input system version rebinding UI, there is this script called rebind action UI, which is this one. Now this one I have made so a couple of change in mine one. So I will bring it here. I will be Control A, Control V. Did I choose the right one? No, wait. Yeah, there are zeros, they are not correct. Control A, Control V. Copied the wrong script. Let's try again now. And here is it. This one is working. Now, if you wonder what is in the new script, is actually bringing a couple of things on disable and enabled. And you can change that without making other stuff. Actually, I bring even a support, if I remember correctly, for using text mesh. Let me see if that I can find it here. TMP text. Yeah, I put a text in this way. It's easy to make it. Which means that you can change the keys, like for example this one over there, to make it, instead of being a legacy text, you can use a text mesh pro in case you want to install it. Now I will put in the description of the video the copy of this rebind action UI. So you have to copy that and you go to samples in your asset folder, samples input. It will be the version, the latest version of the input system, rebinding UI, and then you find the rebind action UI script. You open it and you press Control A to select everything, and then Control V after you actually copy it from the text that I put in the description, and that it should make it work. So this is the forward key over here that we have. Let me see another thing. It was about the panel. I'm gonna show you where you can actually change a couple of things. Like when you press over here, it's barely, you can barely see, but it's it says over here waiting for input. You see those things? Okay. Now in the script, in the rebinding UI, if you search waiting for input, it will be this part over here. Okay. So this is the part where you can actually change if you If you don't like waiting for input, maybe you want to say, I don't know, press a key now or something like that. You just change that text. Um, and you do another button in your panel, like for example, this is forward, we duplicate, we put it down here. This is going to be down or backwards actually. Now we're going to change the position like here. And on this one, you go and you date this key, which is going to be down. And now you can change even the down key. Let's stress that one. So we have W and S. Now I'm gonna put A here and D here. A, D. Straight. This is not backward. Ah, yes, because we got two inputs right now. When I press D, I still use the game creator action. Actually, I still use the input system on D key, which is the right. So I have to bring one even for that and change. Control D, and this one it will be here, it will be right. I still have to actually bring an action for detecting when it's D key, when two keys they are, two inputs are doing the same key. Like for example, right now I'm doing back and forward. This is what I was doing before. So I have to remap this to, I don't know, put C. So now I go forward, C is going, don't tell me that C was for something else. This one was for right. Okay, so back, for, forward, back, and right. Kind of strange, didn't work for me the first time. Or I'm a little bit dyslexic right now with the keys. I'm gonna put it back again. W, this is S, and this is D. D. Okay. There's even the reset button. But if I press G key here and I press reset, it's going back to that. Okay, that's cool. So less or more, this is how you do the panel for it. Then you can change all these buttons. Some buttons you can actually make it not to be there if you want. I believe this button, you can bring an option to actually reset all the buttons if you want. You know how to do that with conditions and things. This text that you have over here, you can actually disable that if you don't like it. It's not gonna get any problems. And then bring over here on the left side your own text. For example, this is forward, backward, and right. Now I will stop over here the video because it's already 30 minutes of video, so pretty much you understand what is the how everything is working. and how to do it. I will leave in the description the copy of my script. In this way you have a little bit of help.